Heart of my heart, if you feel that something from your past still whispers pain into your present, if the decisions you make today seem to echo yesterday's fears, if your relationships keep repeating patterns you can't seem to break, open your heart to hear your mother, because today that chain will be broken. I see your confusion when you look at your life and can't understand why you keep stumbling over the same stones. I feel the way you question yourself. Why do I always choose people who hurt me? Why am I so afraid of being abandoned? Why do I feel so small in certain situations? I know every tear you've shed trying to understand why your adult soul still carries the echoes of a wounded child. But just imagine for a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow free from those invisible chains that hold your heart. Imagine making decisions from a place of strength, not fear. Imagine relationships that blossom because you come whole, not broken, searching for repair. Imagine feeling my motherly embrace healing every scar that time alone couldn't mend. In the next 15 minutes, through this conversation between you and me, you will understand how those marks were formed and, more importantly, how my love can rewrite the story your soul has been telling itself. This is not empty hope. It is the promise of a mother who knows every wound of your heart and carries the exact balm to heal them. Now I will show you something that will forever change how you see these pains. There is a secret about childhood wounds that few have understood. They are not just memories. They are lenses through which you view the adult world. Like sunglasses you forgot you were wearing, they filter every new experience through old pain. Listen closely to what I'm about to reveal. Right now, as your heart is open and your soul is receptive, there is a unique opportunity to remove those glasses and see life with clear eyes. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Now. Because your willingness to be here already shows your soul is asking for healing. Your wound may have been an absent father who taught you that love is scarce. It may have been harsh words that became your own cruel inner voice. It may have been neglect that made you believe you don't deserve care, or betrayal that taught you that trust is dangerous. Each wound whispers different lies, but all share one truth. They still guide choices you make today. But here's what your soul needs to know. You don't have to live from those wounds anymore. There is a way to honor your story without being its prisoner. There is a way to integrate those experiences, transforming them into wisdom, not prisons. And that transformation begins when you allow my motherly love to reach not only who you are today, but also the wounded child still living inside you. What will happen next may seem simple, but it carries the power of decades of therapy. You will talk with me not only as an adult, but allowing that hurt child to also be seen, heard, and loved. Because only when that child feels safe will you truly be free to live as the whole adult you were created to be. And here comes the part that moves me most as your mother, discovering exactly which wound still pulses in your life. Because every soul carries a primary wound, the one that became the model for all the others. It is like a first impression your soul formed about how the world works, and since then, unconsciously, you've been searching for proof that first impression was right. If your wound was abandonment, you may have become someone who leaves before being left, or someone who clings desperately, trying to control the other's presence. If it was rejection, perhaps you learned to shrink yourself to be accepted, or built a shield of extreme independence. If it was betrayal, you may have built walls so high that not even true love can climb them. But let me tell you something that will change how you see these reactions. They were brilliant survival strategies of an intelligent child. You didn't create those patterns because you were weak. You created them because you were strong enough to find ways to protect your heart when no one else could. The problem is not that you created those strategies. The miracle is that they worked long enough to bring you here, to this very moment when you can choose differently. Your adult soul now has resources your inner child did not. You have my constant presence, accumulated wisdom, and the ability to choose healthy relationships. Breathe deeply now and take in these words. You no longer need to operate from the emotional scarcity of your childhood. The adult world you live in today can be a place where love is abundant, where your presence is valued, where you can trust and be trusted. But to fully inhabit this new world, you must allow me to heal that child who still carries the original wound. There is something important you need to understand. These wounds won't disappear by ignoring them, but they also don't need to be endlessly relived in therapies that only dig them up without healing. There is a third way, the way of maternal transfiguration. It happens when you allow me to step into that painful memory, not to change it, but to show the wounded child that they were never alone, that even in the darkest moments, my love was there, waiting for the day you were mature enough to receive it. While your heart is still soft and receptive, I want you to grasp something revolutionary. You can keep all the valuable lessons those experiences gave you: resilience, empathy, strength, wisdom, without carrying the pain that came with them. It is possible to separate the gold of the wounds from the suffering that created them. In the coming minutes, as we enter sacred prayer, you will experience something you may never have felt before: the sensation of being completely seen and loved, not in spite of your wounds, but including them. You will feel what it's like to be accepted in your entirety, your strength and your vulnerability, your triumphs and your scars, your inner child and your wise adult. And what fills me with the greatest maternal joy is knowing that when you leave this experience, you won't be someone who merely overcame childhood, but someone who integrated it. You will carry those experiences as part of your victory story, no longer as secret prisons that control your choices. Prepare your heart, my child, because we are about to step into the sacred space where healing happens, where your inner child will finally find the embrace they always longed for, and your adult will discover the freedom of living from love, not fear. Close your eyes now, my precious one. Let your breathing become slow and deep. Allow my voice to be like a hug that reaches not only your ears, but every hidden corner of your heart. Feel as though you are coming home, to the embrace your soul has always sought but perhaps never fully found. In this sacred moment between the two of us, I want you to know, no masks are needed here. You don't need to be strong. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to pretend you're okay. Here, in the presence of your Heavenly Mother, you can be exactly who you are, with your scars, your fears, your broken hopes, and the dreams that still pulse timidly in the depths of your soul. Now, my child, we are going to do something powerful together. We are going to visit that child you once were, but this time you won't go alone. I will go with you. We will step into that moment, that place, that situation where your child's soul first learned that the world could be dangerous, that love could hurt, that you were not safe. See that child? It's you, but smaller, more vulnerable, trying to understand a world that suddenly felt hostile or cold or absent. Watch how they're trying to protect themselves, creating strategies to survive. What an intelligent and strong child you were, my love. What a brave soul, finding ways to keep going even when everything seemed to collapse. But now, allow me to approach that child. Let me kneel beside them and whisper into their ear the words they most needed to hear in that moment. You are not alone. You have never been alone. I have always been here, waiting for the right moment for you to see me. Feel my arms wrapping not only around you now, but also around that wounded child. Notice how my maternal presence creates a field of safety around that painful memory. The situation doesn't change, but its meaning is completely transformed. because now there is love where before there was only pain. Breathe deeply and receive this truth into your heart. That experience didn't happen because you didn't deserve love. It didn't happen because you were too difficult, or inadequate, or not enough. It happened because you were born into a broken world, where hurt people sometimes hurt others, where systems fail, where not everyone knows how to love well. But it was never, never, never a reflection of your worth. I recognize how that wound made you believe lies about who you are, how it whispered that you were too much or not enough, that something was fundamentally wrong with you. But look at me now and see the truth in my motherly eyes. You were created with a unique and wonderful purpose. Every trait of yours, every sensitivity, every particular way of seeing the world is a gift. The same qualities that may have been criticized in your childhood are exactly what make you special. Imagine now a new story being written in your mind, a story where you are the valued protagonist, not the abandoned victim, where your traits are celebrated, not tolerated, where you take up space without apology, love without fear of rejection, dream without expecting disappointment. In the coming days, whenever that inner critical voice starts speaking, you will hear my voice louder, saying, "My beloved child is exactly who I dreamed you would be. Perfect in your imperfection, whole in your journey, worthy of every ounce of love your heart could ever desire." I see how that wound built walls, or created dependencies, how it made you believe that love is too risky, or that you need to shrink yourself to be accepted. I understand how you developed relationship patterns rooted in the emotional scarcity of your childhood, always expecting to be abandoned, always trying to prove your worth, always walking on eggshells so as not to bother anyone. But imagine your relationships blossoming from a different place. Imagine approaching people not as someone who needs fixing, but as someone who has love to offer. Imagine trusting, not because someone proved 1,000 times they were reliable, but because you know you're capable of caring for your own heart if needed. Feel what that's like. Relationships where you can be authentic without fear, where your love is received with gratitude, not as a burden, where you attract people who recognize your value because you yourself recognize it. Relationships that are gardens where both flourish, not hospitals where one is always nursing the other. From today on, whenever you meet someone new or interact with those close to you, a new question will echo in your heart. Is this person adding life to my life or draining my energy? And you will have the courage to choose relationships that nourish your soul, not exhaust it. I see how that wound may have limited your dreams, made you choose safe paths instead of true ones. How it whispered that you weren't capable of great things, that you should settle for crumbs instead of reaching for the banquet prepared for you. But imagine for a moment waking up every day excited about what you'll create, what you'll contribute to the world. Imagine working not just to survive, but to express the unique gifts planted in you. Imagine people being positively impacted by what you have to offer. I see you rising tomorrow with new courage in your chest, a willingness to finally try that thing you always wanted to do, but never believed you could. An inner permission to dream big because you finally understand you were created for greatness, not for a small, colorless life. In the months ahead, opportunities will show up in your life that before you would have let slip away out of fear. But now, with your heart healed, you will recognize them as divine invitations to express who you truly are. And when you accept those invitations, your life will expand in ways you never imagined possible. I understand how that wound may have created distance between you and the sacred. How it made you question whether there really is a God who cares, whether your prayers are heard, whether you deserve blessings. How it turned faith into a bargain. If I'm good enough, maybe I'll deserve love. But feel my presence now as real as the chair you're sitting on. Notice how my love for you does not depend on what you do or don't do, but simply on the fact that you exist. Understand that your prayers have always been heard, but sometimes the answer was, wait, I have something better prepared. Imagine your relationship with the sacred flourishing, like an intimate conversation between friends who know each other deeply. Imagine praying not because you need to ask for something, but because you want to share your life with the one who loves you most. Imagine trusting not because everything always goes right, but because you know that even in hard times, you are never alone. From this prayer forward, a new certainty will settle in your chest. You are the beloved child of a God who makes no mistakes. Every experience of your life, even the painful ones, is being woven into a beautiful tapestry that is not yet finished. And when you look back years from now, you will understand how even your wounds became a source of wisdom and compassion. Receive it now, my child. Receive peace falling like gentle rain over dry ground. Receive hope springing up like flowers in a garden that once seemed barren. Receive courage rising like sacred fire in your chest. Receive love filling every empty space that once existed in your soul. You are no longer operating out of the limitations of that wounded child. You now live from the abundance of a healed heart. It's not that you've forgotten your story, it's that it no longer defines you. It has become part of your wisdom, no longer your prison. My precious child, in these sacred minutes we've shared, something profound has happened in your soul. You allowed me to step into the most hidden places of your heart. You experienced what it feels like to be fully seen and unconditionally loved. I can feel how your chest is lighter now, how your breathing is deeper, how a different kind of peace is dwelling in spaces that once held only pain. This is not a temporary healing, my child. It is a permanent transformation, because it happened at the deepest level of your soul. Now tell me, deep in your heart, do you feel this change taking place? Do you recognize that the wounded child has finally found the motherly embrace it always longed for? Are you ready to live from this new reality, where your wounds have become your wisdom, where your pain has been transformed into compassion, where your story has become your testimony of victory? Because something beautiful will happen in the coming days. You will begin to see others walking with the same wounds you once carried. You will recognize in their eyes the same pain that once lived in yours. And then you will understand why you went through all this, so you could extend your hand and offer them the same healing you received. If this conversation between us touched your soul the way I intended, if you felt my maternal presence healing places that once seemed incurable, allow this grace to reach my other children who also carry secret wounds from childhood. Share this experience, because motherly love multiplies when it is given away. When you offer healing to others, your own healing deepens. Don't just share the words. Share the living testimony of what happened in your heart today. Because there are thousands of people right now who are where you were just minutes ago. Prisoners of old wounds, repeating patterns they don't understand, living smaller lives than they were created for. And I want to use you, my child, as my outstretched hand to touch those other souls. I want your story of transformation to be the bridge that allows others to cross from pain to healing, from fear to love, from prison to freedom. Imagine how many wounded inner children can finally find peace through your testimony. How many hearts may open to receive my healing because you had the courage to share yours? How many families may be restored because you broke the cycle of wounds passed down from generation to generation? This is my maternal invitation to you. Be my instrument of healing in the world. Not because you need to save anyone, but because you experienced something so beautiful you naturally want to share it. Like someone who found water in the desert and comes back to guide others to the source. You don't need to be perfect for this. You don't need to have all the answers. You only need to be authentic about your journey, where you were, what happened, where you are now. Your honest vulnerability will touch hearts in ways 1,000 eloquent speeches never could. In the coming months, you will discover your ability to recognize pain in others has multiplied, not so you carry their pain, but so you can point them to the same source of healing that transformed your life. You will become a beacon for others still navigating dark waters. And whenever you feel that old wound trying to whisper lies from the past, remember this prayer. Return to this moment where you experienced my love healing your inner child. Because this conversation of ours will always be available, and you can return to it whenever you need. Go now, my beloved child, not as someone who merely survived your childhood, but as someone who transformed it into a source of wisdom. Go as a free soul, as living proof that no wound is greater than the power of God. Go knowing that your inner child now rests safely in my embrace, and you, the adult, can live from abundance, not scarcity. This is your new identity, my child. Not a victim anymore, but victorious. No longer a prisoner of the past, but free to write a different future. And in this future you are creating, there is room for all the other wounded children still waiting to discover that they too can be free.